was having a pronunciation about an American accent, and sometimes I get a British accent. I'm so sorry for that. But today is a very crazy day, and I'm going to have a pronunciation for both ways, right? From British and American. I'm so sorry for that, but that's the condition of our class. So I'm going to share my screen, my dear students, and I'm going to explain you what is going to be the activities that we have to do. As I told you when we were in class, global perspective was going to be the way that we think, that we reflect, and that we analyze the world issues, right? We were talking about some concepts like globalization, like national issues, like local issues too. You know, we were checking some types of these concepts, right? And we were working, we were debating some things about the glass. You know, the glass of water. Is the glass empty? Is half empty? Is half full? The glass of water and things like that, like this. We were talking in class, but today we are going to start with the real basics of global perspective. Remember that global perspective was going to be the way that you're going to prepare yourself for facing the university. So this is something that you have to take into account. So you're watching right now my screen. I'm not going to take much time for recording this call, but I'm going to explain you step by step what you have to do, what you have to take into account at the moment you're going to face a research. So what is that research? What is our research? So somebody can help me to answer this question. Do you know what is a research? No? Nobody?
Rebuscado.
What is a research? But not in Spanish, not the meaning in Spanish in the dictionary. No, what is the concept, the full way that we can analyze this word research? What is
Search
that?
again.
What is that?
Found the different
Search again.
ways to uh, yes or
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but complete the idea.
okay. Wait a minute.
Teacher,
Yes?
I think that a research is an investigation or a study that we do for looking about something that we are interested.
Right, very nice. You're very close. You're very close of the real concept. But we are going to analyze the concept for our global perspective book. So on this book, you are going to get on the page 9. So can you check the title? The subtitle in here. It is research. So if you get your global perspective book, please go with me at the page 9. On the page 9, you get the item research. So in this research, it is going to be to gain information that is of use to us and enables to us to create arguments from different perspectives. We need to be able to do our research. So on this way, we are going to have the opportunity to get our full research. Well, this is not a full research. This is going to be the type of introduction for a real research. Researches in the university you are going to face for each period, each term, each semester. You're going to study in the university. You're going to face research something. So these concepts are going to be very new for you, but are going to be very useful too at the moment you're going to face your university. That's the way. So you can read in here global perspective research. That's the way we are going to have. So global perspective book on page 9. This is the way you're going to start reading. Our research, and this is very important. Our research is going to be it's going to be very essential that you analyze that if you don't like reading, you're in troubles because our research is full of reading, it's full of investigation, it's full of mind process you're going to have all the time. So reading is one of the first bases that you're going to have for facing a complete research or a right research process, right? So what are you going to do first? You are going to read all the information that you get on your global perspective book, page 9, page 10, page 11, page 12, page 13, page 14, 15. This is and those pages you're going to find very, very interesting and useful information that you're going to use for completing this chart. I prepare this document for you, and the red letters that you are watching this in this moment, the red color is only the example that I have for you, right? When you can find this file in your classroom, you're not going to have the red color, obviously, right? So global perspective research. So the problematic to investigate. This is going to be taken from the diamond study previously on the page 5. So on the page 5, you are going to have a diamond. This one. Let me check you. This diamond. So on this diamond, you can get some important issues, global issues like unemployment, population growth, disease, lack of clean water, food poverty, war, fuel shortages, migration, and crimes, right? You're going to choose at least one of these global issues from the diamond on the page 5, right? And you're going to think about why is that a problematic thing? Why is this a global issue that is going to be represented as a problem? So I select unemployment for the example. So on the example, on the problematic way, I typed, there are too many people who do not have employed right now by different reasons. And the laboral market is each time more demanding. So the universities are preparing people to face a world, but a world with less opportunities for all, right? This is the problematic. So you're going to choose one of the diamond. And when you select one of the diamond, you're going to represent that word as a problem, right? Then you're going to get the power X. So do you remember that we were talking about Charles Xavier?
Teacher,
Yeah.
excuse me. Uh, the topic that we choose, it is going to be the topic that we are going to work during
Yes.
the.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's the way. You remember that we had this conversation in the class. So you
Yeah.
have to do it, right?
Okay, teacher.
And
Thank you.
once you select in here, you're going to type in here as a problem. That's the problem that I choose for unemployed. There are too many people who do not have employed right now. This is a reality in our country, in Colombia, right? So the power X. Do you remember that we were making one a kind of diagram, where we were selecting our entire life, our skills, and things like that. And in the conclusion of the example that I gave you, the last term, I said you that my X power was going to be teaching, right? Do you remember your one? If you don't remember your one, please select in here what skills do you have that you really enjoy, that you really know. You can you can type something like playing video games, like playing soccer, but became this in a skill. Well, I can analyze, or I'm a strategy person. Because when I'm playing video games, I can think in a strategy as soon as possible, right? So the strategy is my character, is my power X, right? So try to think about your skills and select the best skill that you have. And you're going to mix this problematic, and you're going to face this problematic through this skill that you have. So teaching is my power X. So general questions. And this is very important. When I was in the university, it was very difficult for me thinking about the problem and the problem of an investigation or one research, as we are going to have in here. We have to become this into a question. And making this type of questions are very, very difficult. But, well, through the time, I could prepare better myself. And right now, it's easier for me, right? But in the university, your teachers are going to demand on you to complete and to exact and to perfect questions for having a research or for having an investigation, right? So this is my main question. So you're going to imagine this question, obviously, and you're going to analyze the problem that you have in here, and you're going to become this problem into a question. So if the labor market is each time more competitive and employers are looking for new workers, new ideas, and fresh knowledge, but they are not ready to pay much, how can people be motivated to study in the university? You know, this is my research. How can people be motivated to study at university if I have this problem? Right? So once you get your question in here, you're going to have more specific questions. So questions you might answer to. So I've got 2 examples in here of questions, right? The main question has to be a WH question. This is very important. And in here, on the main questions, you can have simple questions or WH questions too. It doesn't matter, but the main question has to be only a WH question, not a simple question. For the main question. For the secondary questions or the specified questions, you can have a simple question or a WH. It doesn't matter. So questions, and think about this, what I'm going to tell you, because you have to think about these questions, because at the end of this file, you're going to answer these questions. And how are you going to answer these questions? Obviously, through one investigation you're going to do. So these questions are very important, because these questions are going to help you to understand better the context you're going to study. So these are going to be the ship who is going to sail you, you know, through the sea of knowledge, through the sea of the investigation. You know, this is the route, this is the path or the way that you're going to take your research. In employee, when we think about unemployed, we can think about cultures, about backgrounds, about capitals, about money, about whatever. I choose here only one item, and this item was the education, right? Because it's my research. I don't know what you want to research. You have to check the concept from the diamond, and you have to start your research. What do you want to research in this from these issues? So it's your opinion, it's going to be your concept, and obviously it's going to be your ideas for typing on this file. So look, my first question. Do people have enough resources to access to university? Do students from the public school receive enough knowledge to access at university? Difficult questions. Probably yes, probably no. We have to investigate, you know, during all this for having more clarified these questions, right? For trying to give a solution for these questions. You have to write 5 questions. 5 for the problem, for the general, for the main problem or the general question that you have here. So more specific questions in here. Then the source of information. You're going to take this source of information from the page 10. I got in here. Yes. On the key term, it said key term. Look, what is the key term? The key term is these green sections. The key term. So look the key term in here.
What
Probably
page?
10. In the file, you're going to find it. In the file, page 10. The key term. On the key term, you get source of information. A publication of type of media where specific information can be obtained. For example, reliable websites, government agencies, charities and voluntary organizations, newspapers, books, and documents. You know, this is what you are going to paste in here. So the source of information, I select 2, right? You're going to select 2 is good, but I hope at least I'm going to type in here at least 3. Oh, no, 2 it's okay. At least 2. 2 source of information, right? Like here. I select this one. I'm going to talk about unemployed. I'm going to talk about Colombia. So I select the DANE, this first one. So in El DANE webpage, you know, this is the agency who catch the numbers, you know, for the full activities in this country. So in this webpage, I was studying, I was looking for, I was having some kind of investigation in here, you know, to try to check what specific dates makes me or helps me to solve my question. Do people have enough resources to access at the university? I have to check the DANE webpage to investigate it.
Pero migración, ¿qué?
Right? Are you following me? So I choose the DANE.
Pero es que no tiene que ser de Colombia. O sea, yo puedo decir sobre población de China, por ejemplo.
What are you talking about, man?
Damián.
What are you talking about, Damian?
Excuse me.
That's okay, don't worry. So I choose in here, and this is my other webpage. This is my other source of information. This is the other one. This is this one. This is this this graphic I've obtained in here, and this is my other source of investigation. Look, this this is from the University Unity of Analysis, Mercado Económico. Well, I have to read it again to get the specification who is the author in here. Una mirada al mercado laboral colombiano. This is another text that, imagine what we have to do. Read and read and read and read and read and understand what we're reading, right? So university, you're going to face the career you choose, and the university you're going to read and read and read and analyze information, right? So from these sources of information, I select this. Is the perspective global, national, or local? In my case, I choose a national. So you type in here national, global, or local, because that's very important for taking into account the information. Because if I'm talking about national somethings, I'm going to get newspapers, national magazines, and things like that. I can check, for example, the BBC is not going to help me to solve these questions because I'm talking in a national context, right? So type in here according with the investigation you're going to have. So notes about the information extracted from the sources of information. When I complete my reading in my investigation in these 2 items, I type in here from the link one, the DANE entity say that the most of the Colombians are working by the minimum salary because of the studies that they have got. But at the same time say that the most of the professionals can have a dignity salary. I'm sorry, this is cannot have a dignity salary because of the few vacancies. And the requirements for the jobs are ridiculous. Things like 8 years of experience in the same rank, availability, 24 hours, and the payments are around 1 million pesos. So 1.11% of the minimum salary. And obviously, I continue typing in here, right? According with the information you read in here. So when you complete this area, you're going to take the analysis. The analysis is going to be between the page 16 and 25 in your Global Perspective book, obviously. So what's the first something you have to read? The first something you have to read, look, the analysis in here. The first something you have to read, log analysis. The first something you have to read is your Global Perspective manual. And in your Global Perspective manual, you're going to have all the information you require for facing challenge like an investigation or one research. So so in this analysis, we have to check the evidence, the specific evidence of the investigation that we had in this source of information. So the evidence that I could extract, the most important, something that I collect from these links, from the sources of investigation, and I get in here. For example, I get in here from the DANE. You can analyze in here. This is from El DANE. I could get this graphic. So this is a graphic of how the unemployment is growing each time. You know, it's growing and growing and growing. So taking from the magazine Money, I have to type in here from the other source of the other material that I was investigating. So when you complete the evidences in here, you're going to synthesize in this in a T-chart. What is a T-chart? Well, you're going to learn about the T-chart on the page from the page 22 to 26. From 22 and 26, you get the example in here. Look, this is a T-chart. This is a T-chart. What is a T-chart? Well, this is all the information that you require for having this for clarifying this, right? It's like a graphic organizer, in here. So this is my example. I'm talking about the unemployed. So my main word in here, unemployed. What is the main idea? Synthesizing is the way that I'm going to express to others, that I'm going to communicate to others, community, scientific community, you know, or professional community, my investigation, my opinion. This is something that I'm going to use to publish in Twitter, you know, unemployed, the lack of opportunities because of this rank and this percentage of people in Colombia. You know, these are the synthesizing, the T-chart, it is not a summary. And I'm going to read this tip on the page 22. It said, synthesizing does not mean writing a summary, a review, or a comparison. No, but you can use all of these to create something new. For example, a drama production and story, a poster, or a letter to the local council. So this is the way to organize information at the way that I can have a full map, you know, my view of this is my investigation, or I have these items, I have these conclusions, I have this evidence, and this is the way to synthesize, you know, all the information I'm investigating. So we are going to synthesize this in a T-chart that is very easy, like you're appreciating here. University preparation. Study is very expensive, and the payment when you conclude the studies is very low. So that's the way that Colombian people are unmotivated for going at the university. Then at the conclusion, you're going to answer the questions. You know, the questions, the five first questions that you get in here, you know, you're going to give a solution. For then, obviously, when you conclude all the investigation, when you extract the information from these links, from these sources of information, you can have the ability, you can be able to solve these questions. The first one, do people have enough resources to access to university? The answer is no, because people in Colombia have other priorities like food, like health, like credits. You know, people in Colombia don't think about the university studies. You know, they think when they conclude, well, the most of the people, obviously the CNC school where we're working, what we're studying right now, you know, they have another level of mind. But I'm talking about the full Colombian population. I'm not talking about any specific sector. You know, I'm talking about the full country. And you can see, but come on, people don't study because they don't like studying. Probably they love, probably they like, but if they study, they don't have food. But if they study, they can't pay the medical service in here, you know. But if they study, they have to access to credits, you know. They have to access to the banks, you know, and the banks are going to kill them if they don't pay at the time, but they don't have enough resources. They don't have an employee for paying that. So it's very difficult. So probably they love studying. Probably they want to do it, but they can't. Unfortunately, Colombia is not going to give them opportunities to access to this. So for the second question in here, for concluding, do students from the public school receive enough knowledge to access at university? The answer is they do not have enough competences to access at universities. The students who access are 1.3%, but the half of this do not complete the studies process. Not many people don't have internet access right now. They are not studying. The coronavirus has stopped, you know, freeze the full movements, the full economy, the full studies, right? And we're happy because we have an internet connection. But the most of the Colombians, they don't. So that's the reason they can't study over there. And if I got more questions, obviously I can have the concept in here for giving a solution. I know, guys, I know that this concept is very new. I know that this way of working is very hard, but it's hard because it's new. It's not hard because it's difficult. No, that's not difficult. That's new. And something new that we have to face, that we have to read, that we have to take disciplines, that we have to take notes all the time, you know, that we have that we can stay with a pencil, with a piece of paper all the time, thinking, processing information, you know, analyzing, investigating, asking, you know. That's not easy. When we are accustomed to check one student's book and fill the blanks, for example, fill the blanks, and that's it, I finished, teacher, take my job. You say, oh, congratulations, you were doing well, but your mind process, where is it? Are you analyzing really? Are you learning really? Probably yes, probably no. We have to investigate. That's for another research, but not now. So, guys, do you have any question about what we are doing right now? Let me read you, let me listen to you. Oh, thank you so much for the information, Wiraldo.
No, I don't have the questions.
I got it. So I'm going to load up the file. You're going to have the structure of the file, and you're going to fill the file with your information and with your investigation. Today, this activity is assigned, and you're going to send me back this activity until next class. So you're going to have 8 days for working on, I'm sorry, 9 days, because we're working by cycles, right? So you're going to have 9 days for working on all this investigation. It's easy, yes. You have to read too much, yes. You have to start reading your global perspective manual, and obviously you have to read all the sources of information that you're going to extract from the internet, or from all the materials you're going to study. So so that's it by the moment. Can I help you with something? Can you did you understand as well what I tried to say to you? My explanation was okay for you? I know, well, you know that I'm not talking slow. I'm not, because I'm not your English teacher. Right now, I'm your global perspective teacher, and that's different, right? That's not an English class, so that's the way that I'm not talking. So, do you understand me? Because I'm not your English teacher. So if you don't understand, you have to prepare by the university, for facing the challenge of the university. Sorry, but this is a bilingual process in this global perspective subject. Any question, guys?
Teacher,
Yes, tell me.
I have a question.
Tell me.
If I don't remember the problem that I select the last class, I want I
You can
can
create
select.
one, right? Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, you can create a new one. If you don't have the dates, the data, sorry. If you don't have the data from the previous activities, don't worry. We can start right now, because, well, this is the way that we're working right now. Probably you got in your portfolios and things like that. Probably it's in the school. Probably, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. If you don't remember your Power X, or if you don't remember your the problem you choose in the school, you can select another one. More questions? Can I help you? Nothing?
No,
Teacher.
teacher, I'm always okay.
That's okay. That's okay. That makes me happy. I'm going to stop this.
Teacher, question.